Hello, welcome back to It's New. We are all here for you to serve at your pleasure and to give you the information that you really need to hear this morning. We are losing subscribers as I'm talking. Just losing. They're just dropping off.
You can afford it. You only have like 100 something. You can afford a few.
I definitely could afford dropping. That really were costly.
Do you lose subscribers? Do they come to your house and collect the plaque?
Yeah, I have to buy a bunch of these, 100,000 of them to hand out. Anyway, what do we got? All right, not new. Who's first? No,
Barry.
I'm not first. Greg's first. Greg, what do you got?
All right. According to some DOJ documents, the erosion of search by Google is full Thanos and inevitable.
Yeah. Anu, what do you got?
Not as fun a title. Yeah, all of Europe is trying to sue Google. So yeah.
That's pretty fun.
And
I'm
Mordy?
on board. More DOJ stuff. I don't even know where to start with it. I'll be honest. I don't have to give a title to this. This thing is bonkers.
Yeah. And I'm covering search engineers rant on the DOJ stuff. And of course, Google search ranking volatility heats up again. Whenever you're ready, Greg.
All right. Yeah. So Danny had a good article over on Search Engine Land yesterday talking about the fact that search traffic decline is inevitable. Look, I like holding my mic when I'm home. This is like a little baby one.
Why? No.
I like it. Guys, we've already had this
Do
conversation.
better.
I like it. No, it makes me feel like I'm on The Voice or something.
They don't hold their mics on the
I
voice.
don't know what that is.
What? Yeah. Oh, you know what? Because it was made post year 2000. That's why.
Is it from the 70s?
So anyway, there was a piece, a exhibit from the trial where there was chatter that there could be sort of like three options, and this was internally with Google. That and it was, I believe this was Nick Fox, and Nick said there's sort of three options on the table. One, that search doesn't erode. Two, that we lose search traffic to Gemini, and three, we lose search traffic to ChatGPT. And they went on to say, one is preferred, but the worst case is three, which is losing to ChatGPT. So we're going to support two, which is AI overviews, Gemini, AI mode, and all that. I thought that was an interesting look where they're like, the drop in search is inevitable. And, you know, I still feel like some people out there today just don't get this point through their head, you know, that, yeah, like Google's talking about this. ChatGPT numbers are going up. We've seen that. It's still, 373x more on Google, but that number is going to go down, every month. So I thought that was interesting. And then there was also another good point in there where they talked about the fact that what they could do is accelerate monetizing Gemini with ads ASCP, which we still haven't seen. And we've talked about nonstop here. And also they could have Gemini kick back to search and start building out shopping solutions. And I believe this was October 2024 when from this internal memo. And we've seen that with shopping. We've seen them go to town working on shopping. And we've seen, AI overviews kick to more searches with more AI overviews in there. They probably kick to more searches. So I just think that this was an interesting memo kind of behind the scenes as to why we are where we are today, really.
What's like a Jean-Claude Van Damme movie, like kicking and more kicking?
Inevitability, kicking, and building out.
When did this come out, Barry? It's October 2024?
Yeah.
Well, that's what the document is from. That's from the internal documents from.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they didn't list as number 4. Sorry?
It took them that long to realize these were the three options?
I doubt it. I'm sure they were talking about it, but this is actually in an internal document that they discovered. I'm surprised number 4 is not listed. Like the Department of Justice kills us.
Yeah. I mean, they had to see this coming.
Being overtakes us.
Like everybody, we all see this coming, right? Like we all know that AI is the future of Google, whether we like it or not. And I just did a podcast with Jack Chambers Ward, Search with Candor, that was out in March. And I called keyword lists. I called ChatGPT monetizing. It's like you can see all these things happening.
Do you have any stock tips for us?
Yeah, you want to go like a live in the profit?
I'm Finstradamus. Nice to meet you.
All right. And then, of course, it does also mention number 5 being sued by everybody and anyone for billions of dollars constantly. And what do you got for us there?
Billions. I mean, in the US, they have just there's a Texas lawsuit that has been settled, has $1.4 billion for more of a data privacy violations. But on top of that, yeah, Europe are coming out with their own whole bunch of lawsuits. Yesterday was announced that, yeah, Italy, a company called Trovaprezzi.it, operated by Multiply, yeah, they're suing Google for, antitrust stuff, and in the amount of about 3.3 billion. But what's also going to come out today is that not only Italy will go, so Sweden suing for 2.1 billion, UK, which is Kalku, the shopping comparison site, suing for 1.4 billion, and like just several others like Netherlands, Poland, and Germany suing, yeah, in the amount of like 2 to 3 billion as well, for several like shopping antitrust issues for the fact that Google prioritizes its search results. And because of the lawsuit, the 2017 decision to fine Google for 2.4 billion, they just need to like just show that they've been like they've been financial loss, not even like that they've done anything illegal now, because there's precedence already for that. So yeah, Google's about to lose billions.
Yeah. The takeaway from this is that if you're an SEO or training to be an SEO, stop, become a lawyer, and become a lawyer and just get a job at Google, because they're just so busy with lawsuits. So
Yeah.
Wow, doesn't it sound like a little fugazi? Like it's their search results. I just wanted to say the word fugazi. Like it's their SERP. Of course, they're going to show their search results. It's like saying we're at I don't know, Target, and they're showing their brand.
that's the definition of anti-competitive.
Right.
Also, I like how you picked a word from the 80s.
Anyway, let's go more into these Department of Justice leaks. I think Mordy has more to share for that.
I don't even know, where do you start with this monstrosity of a thing?
Just read.
Oh my God. Okay, this originally was found by Brett Tabke from PubCon and other stuff. Webmaster World. Yeah. Okay. Hey,
Search Engine World.
Everything. He's the big search. He invented search.
Yeah. Hey, Brett, we got all your stuff in. This is from one of their software engineers saying that Nav Boost, if you remember from the original DOJ leak, which is influencing rankings by looking at click data and pogo sticking and all sorts of other acronyms and stuff, is a giant table of data that lists the website and the number of clicks that it got. It's not an actual machine learning system, which is super and that engineers are looking at this, not just this, everything other than, correct me if I'm wrong, Barry, this thing is so off the rails. Deep Rank and Rank Brain, everything else is manual.
Super interesting.
Handcrafted.
Which cannot, first off, if it's true, they suck. And if it's not true, they're lying. Which one, Google?
So it's interesting because years ago, I guess maybe like 10 years ago, I'm like, oh, everything's AI these days, right? I mean, Bing's everything saying it's AI or it's machine learning, and you're not really doing anything by hand. There's no hardcore signals, and everything is just adjusting itself. And some Googlers told me, no, you'd be surprised. They like to have things more, they didn't use the word handcrafted then, but they like to have things more linear and not machine learning generated, so this way they could debug issues. So they try to keep things, and when they do go ahead and use machine learning, at least back then, it was used in a very specific way in specific areas so that they could go ahead and backwards engineer it.
But I don't even understand, because doesn't Rank Brain look at okay, what's happening with the content? It wasn't always a typical line that we're using machine learning.
No, so Rank Brain and Deep Rank are not handcrafted. Those are the two things that are not.
Right, but they're looking at queries, and first of all, Rank Brain is a layer on top of the algorithm itself.
Right.
No, so I don't know where to start with this thing. This thing makes no sense. First off, you think brain moving faster than mouth. You think anyone at Google is pushing a button every weekend saying update, 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 update?
No, but the way this machine learning works is that it will dynamically adjust signals and weights and everything on the fly. This is saying that only two things are doing that, Rank Brain and Deep Rank, and everything else is kind of like the number is in a big table. Kind of.
So all of that rank volatility that we're seeing every weekend.
No, the signals keep updating. It's not, but they're not.
But it's changing so much of this. So even if you're saying just those two things, it's clearly influencing so much of the rank. But also, didn't John Mueller say at one point that we don't know what's even in the algorithm anymore? It's all like, it's machine learning. And
I don't know.
Someone said that at some point. Like, we can't even tell you because we even don't know.
Bing used to say that a lot. I think Google did not. Or maybe I missed it.
Google
It could be. I think some changed over the years.
I will not know you. I will find this.
You find it.
Okay.
It. And there's a lot of things in here like, it was a document around clicks specifically and things around topicality. And then there's all these documents around Chrome user data and using that for rankings and all this other stuff. Pogo sticking, like you said, it's really interesting. Definitely take a deep dive in this because it's a pretty interesting document. And it will confuse you even more.
15th, 2017. Google, we do understand our highly complex algorithms. I got it wrong. Google's John Mueller said it's not true that Google's own engineers do not know the exact composition of the highly complex algorithm. So I got it backwards.
That's honestly, I mean, again, I haven't heard that's the latest statement I have, but generally what I've heard between Google and Bing, no idea. It's just throw stuff at the algorithm and it's all by itself, AI. Whereas Google's like, we control most of it. We know how it works. We could operate it. Although if you look at the search results,
May 8th, 16, Google's poll hard. We don't fully understand rank brain.
Rank brain is the exception in the rule. There's two things: deep rank and rank brain.
Yeah,
exception.
Okay, what was the percentage of like?
I don't know, but there's exceptions to the rule,
Okay.
and that was always like, wow, all right, that's the big distinction between Google and Bing, and now whatever. Anyway, we have this Ryan Moulton, who I've quoted numerous times on the Search Engine Roundtable, but nobody knows who he is an 18+ Google search engineer. Been at Google for a long time, right, working on search ranking, very, very technical. And he went off on this crazy rant about how the Department of Justice just doesn't know what they're saying, and the press are making stuff up, and everybody should love Google, and everybody should hate the Department of Justice, and everybody's wrong about Google.
Okay.
One thing he says is that it's just not true. When search results are worse, people attempt fewer tasks. When they're better, they attempt more tasks. And I remember having a conversation with Elizabeth Tucker, an executive there, that says it depends on if it's short-term versus long-term related stuff around queries and how often queries are happening and they're searching more. He goes, it's definitely worth a look through. I posted the whole entire rant, including some sub-rants from this Ryan Moulton guy. Again, he's one of these Google engineers that have been working on Google search for a long time, and he knows the algorithm very well. And one thing he pointed out was like, hey, I hate it when people in the court system use stuff that I worked on and deployed myself, and they simply just don't get it. He was like, basically, they don't understand it. It makes me feel like I can't trust the court system in things that I'm not an expert in. Oh, Greg's not happy.
I mean, even the way he started that thread, the court said Google is trying to keep people on the site more, making results worse. Worse is a generic term. And I understand he's saying when search results are worse, you do fewer queries. You can make the search results better by answering questions quickly for people and keep them on Google. Like, it's not black and white. It's like both things can be true. I don't know. Like, I don't think there's anybody in the world that doesn't think Google is shifting more towards zero-click search or more, traffic to Google owned and operated properties. It doesn't seem like there's a human that would disagree with that.
Mordy's disagreeing.
No, wasn't there a document from I forgot who it was. One of their higher ups who said we're adding more layers of filtering because we want to keep people on the site longer.
I mean, the data shows people. Yeah, I don't think he's arguing necessarily with keeping people on the site longer. I think he's arguing more with some of the findings around, Google intentionally trying to make search worse.
Right, but worse is like a very generic term. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Is worse for publishers? Is worse for searchers? Like,
no, searchers. Google doesn't care about publishers. Even though they say they do, they only care about searchers or getting searchers, more people searching.
Well, there's an easy way to look at that. Just see what the overall sentiment is for Google. And
unless those publishers are paying tons of money in ads.
The ads make it better, Mordy.
No, I'm just saying, like, I highly doubt, like, Google's not realizing, like, hey, this is a giant publisher paying tons of money in ads, and they're upset about their rankings.
Well, I mean, we know that they're pushing ads. They're taking non-commercial queries and now running promoted queries as ads so that because there's more dollars there.
Anyway, talking about rankings and volatility, yes, we had more of it on May 12th and May 13th. So if you notice a boost in your rankings and you're getting crazy amounts of traffic that's converting big time and you don't need to buy ads anymore, thanks to this update, you may have had that. Although most people just say, yeah, I'm just down more and more and more. Even though I think I couldn't get any worse, things have gotten worse somehow. I mean, I had my one visitor, now I have half a visitor, and I don't know how that happened.
It's kind of what my wife does about me.
Now they have to buy more and more ads, Barry.
That's it. Anyway, back tomorrow with more. It's new. Have a great day. Speak to you guys soon. Bye.
Goodbye.